take a deep breath. Let's both take a deep breath.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 455 of the Immigration Answer Show. Before I get too far along, can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. All right. After yesterday's sound debacle, I wanted to make sure that you were able to hear me, and I hope you all are having a great Tuesday. I'll be here for the next hour answering as many of your immigration law-related questions as possible. We will do another show tomorrow, and that will probably be it for the week. So yesterday, today, and tomorrow, all at 4 p.m. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central. Thank you, Arturo. I'm glad you can hear me. If you guys haven't introduced yourself before, please go ahead and do that. Let us know who you are, where you're watching from, and why you give a crap about the immigration process in America. The waiting room is filling up. Huli will post the link, if she hasn't already, to the waiting room so that other people can get in. And I see an old friend in the waiting room, and I'm going to go straight to him. Hello, Emmer.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, my brother. How you doing?
I am good. Everything is okay?
Alhamdulillah, we're good.
God, sorry to bother, but I have a quick question for you. Are you famous with the 134A for Ukraine?
I haven't handled any of those cases.
You never, huh? That's I did apply for somebody, friend of me, with his family.
That's nice. Oh.
They approved him to travel to United States.
Mm-hmm.
And when did he buy the ticket? Everything is okay. They sent him different email says your travel authorization has been denied.
Yeah.
And you are not authorized to travel to the United States.
Yeah.
But first time the Homeland Security, they tell him you authorized, approved to travel to United States.
Yeah.
You have no idea about it, right?
I do not. But I'm not surprised. I think that's one of these programs that the Biden administration has really promised a lot with and hasn't really delivered. So I think that's unfortunate for your friend, but I'm not surprised.
It's normal, right? I can apply one more time, an example?
Sure. Any idea as to how or why they changed their mind?
No. He did send a message to immigration. They told him you have no idea what's going on. That's immigration and, that's what they calling Homeland Security, different departments. They approved him. Everything is okay. After he did buy the ticket, how we can find out why?
I don't know. You could reach out to a member of Congress and ask them how much time in between the yes and no.
Is approved came September 17th and denied came October 6th.
Yeah, that sucks.
3 weeks, yeah.
So did they say like it's a final decision? Was it the embassy or was it here in the United States?
Okay, your travel authorization has been denied and you are not authorized to travel to the United States under the Uniting for Ukraine process.
Yeah.
For information about alternative pathways that may be available to you, visit the U.S. Department of State.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't know.
What that means? Yeah,
I don't know why.
Nobody knows. We can ask them.
Right, and that's why we're not doing them, is because I think it's sort of a fiction. I don't think it's a real thing that much. I don't know. Maybe people will say in the comments, "Oh, Jim, you're wrong. It's working all the time," but I just haven't seen it myself.
I see. If anything, I come back to you always because I do trust you. You know that. And
Thank you, Omar. Thank you, buddy.
My first cousin, Hala Hawatmi, you made help. Yep. We are very happy with you and with Amani too. Really, I appreciate. Thank you very much for
Bye, Emmer. See you, man.
See you. Bye-bye.
Peace. All right. I saw some good news up above. Let's see. Where is that? Maddie became a citizen today in Nashville, Tennessee. Congratulations, Maddie. That's great news. We are very, very happy for you. All right. Let's go ahead and talk to Truly Blessed. Hello, Truly Blessed.
Hey, Jim. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm okay.
So this is one of those that's going to be messy. So we're going to use Mike and Mary for the names for the
Mike
case.
and Mary, got it. Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
So Mike and Mary have known one another for about 5 years through mutual friends. And they recently got married early in the year. Both of them were married before. Mary's first marriage ended February 2nd, and she married Mike on February 7th.
5 days.
Yes.
Are either Mike or Mary U.S. citizens?
Mike is a U.S. citizen. Mary came over on a B1, B2 visa and overstayed.
Okay. And
so she was in the U.S. about 2 years prior to marrying Mike.
so was Mike always a U.S. citizen, or did Mike get his?
Yes, by birth.
So Mike's born in the United States. Mary is
Yeah.
from overseas. So Mary came to the United States on what kind of a visa?
B2.
And when Mary went to the embassy to get her B2 visa, she was married at that time?
Yes.
And then when she came to the United States, she filed for divorce?
She filed for her divorce, I would say the beginning of 2022, but I guess there was issues with, because the previous spouse lives in the Caribbean, so there was issues with the courts. So they've been back and forth with the documents, and it didn't get finalized until February of this year.
And was that divorce, did it all take place in the home country or in the United States?
In the United States.
So Mary's here in the United States and she notifies her old spouse from overseas, I'm divorcing you, and it's all taken. Okay.
Yes.
And then a week later, so okay. All right. So then a week later,
She's
Mary
been separated from the previous spouse for 5 years, but the previous spouse didn't want to give her a divorce. But when she moved here, I guess he realized that, it was done. So he decided that he would do it within the 2 years that she was trying to get it sorted out, but it didn't get finalized until this year.
Okay, I got you.
So she does her paperwork. Mm-hmm. Because she's known her spouse for like 5 years, but then USCIS sends a request for her spouse's fingerprints.
I know what that means.
And then Mike tells her about this case that he had from 12 years ago.
And what's the case?
Okay, so Mike, apparently when he was in the military, one of his squad mates accused him of raping her. Of course, she was older than him, so it's not anything to do with a child or anything. But when they requested it, that's when he notified Mary of the case. So she did not know prior to filing, so she was confident in filing the paperwork herself until she got that notice.
Yep.
And then nothing has moved on the case other than them sending, they sent the social. Mary has 2 kids from her previous marriage. They sent the social and EAD card. She applied for everything for both kids and herself. So they only sent for one of the kids. But they haven't done anything else with the case.
Okay, so the Mike gets fingerprinted, and then there's been no interview or anything, no work card or anything on Mary's case.
No, just for one of her children, her youngest child, not even the older one, because she has a teenager and then she has a younger child. So they sent the EAD card for the younger child and the social for the younger child, but nothing for her and her older child. So
when did we talk about this already?
No, but when Mary asked me about the fingerprint, I posted in the group and I asked you about it. I tagged you in the question, why would they request it?
So Mary,
I think you told me something about Adam Walsh and you sent me a link. Yeah.
Mary's 2 children are in the United States.
Yes, with her.
Okay. And so you're saying that so is Mary upset about what she found out about her husband?
Yes. I mean, and so she's had a chance to, investigate and find out the particulars of the case, and really and truly it was basically your word against mine. And
did he get convicted at all, or was it just a charge, or what?
he did, and he literally served 6 months for it. I think it was more so, Mike has a kind of temper and an attitude. I think it was more so just to get him discharged, because he only did 6 months.
Okay. So what's the question for me?
Just wondering, because after you sent me the information about the Adam Walsh, exactly what do you think is going to happen with the case? Do you think Marion might need a lawyer, or you think they're just going to sit on the case? Because they sent the stuff for her younger son, but I just feel as though maybe they may just sit on the case to see if it's a legit marriage more than,
or if it falls apart. What's the receipt? Yeah. What's the receipt date on the I-130 and the 45?
May 22nd.
Of what year?
This year.
Okay. And the putting aside the Adam Walsh Act issue, which sounds like there isn't one because it wasn't involving a minor, I think they're okay there. But clearly his fingerprints or his name on the petition triggered some kind of an investigation. So to me, even without that, this is not an easy case. You're talking about someone who came to the United States, overstayed a visa, got married while out of status. So that's on the fraud indicator. Then she married someone who has a criminal record. So that's also on the fraud indicator. So I don't think this is an easy case. I think that she probably shouldn't read too much either way into the fact that she hasn't gotten her work card or that her kid did. I don't think that really means anything. I think it's a tough case, and she probably could use a lawyer to help navigate it all. I think the one big thing is that USCIS may ask, hey, did you know about this conviction that your husband had before? And she'll say no. And then they'll be like, well, that doesn't seem like a very strong marriage to us. And they might just wait it out. And they also, the other thing on the fraud indicator that they're not going to like about her case is the whole married when I get my visit visa, divorced when I get to America. They don't like that either. So I think Mary needs a lawyer.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Jim.
Bye, Truly. See ya.
All right. Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. We're getting good questions today. Mosin is here. Let's see what Mosin has to say. Hello, Mosin. I can't hear you. Hello? Can't hear you. We'll come back, Mosin. All right. Let's go to Lee. What do you say, Lee?
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, so I have a quick question. So I filed my I-751 on June 18, 2023, and then I got my receipt notice a week later. I also got a 48-month extension letter about 2 weeks later.
Okay.
I will be traveling out of the country next month. So my question is the extension letter enough for me to travel and come back, or do I need to apply for something else?
The extension letter, your old green card, and a passport that's not going to expire within 6 months of travel. That's what you need.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck. Have a good trip.
Thank you.
See ya. All right. Let's go to Srikanth. Hello, Srikanth.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
Good. Thank you so much. I'm applying I'm a permanent resident and I'm applying for N400, the naturalization. I had a question and I looked at your video, but I had a follow-up question on, were you ever cited or arrested or cited by a law enforcement officer, including immigration official? My case, I don't have a speeding ticket, but in 2017 September, when I flew back from India back to the US, in the customs, I had 1 kg of raw peanuts, because of which I received a notice of alleged violation 591 from US Customs and Border Protection for $300 fine, which I paid immediately and it was resolved. So is this something that has to be declared on the 400 form under that question, were you ever cited? Or because when I said yes, it asked me to provide extra evidence, but those are all whether it is arrested and was the case dismissed and all that, which is not the case here.
So you're saying that as you came through customs, they said you've got something here you're not supposed to have, and they fined you $300 and you paid it on the spot.
Correct.
Do you have proof of that payment?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think I would call that a citation. I think it's a close call, but if it's customs related, they're going to have that in their system. So you might as well disclose it and say, just when you go to the interview, I don't know if I was supposed to disclose it or not, but I wanted to be extra truthful. So that's why I did.
Okay. So disclose on the form and then show the evidence is what you're saying, or yeah, got it. Okay. Thank you so much, Jim.
You got it, buddy. Have a good day.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Pierce is here. Hello, Pierce.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
I'm great, buddy. Pierce is always working when Pierce calls me.
Yeah, yeah. I install carpet.
How you doing?
I'm fine, sir. Oh, I have a question for my mom. She got married to my dad. Well, she's got her green card, so it's time for her to apply for citizenship. But the problem is she's not too good with the English language. Is that going to be a problem?
How old is she?
She's 63.
How long has she had her green card?
Since January 2018. But it was actually a conditional residency, and then she removed. Yeah.
She's got to start studying. She's got to start studying for the test. Unless she has a medical condition where a doctor would say there's something wrong with her brain that prevents her from learning English. If she can't get that, then she's going to have to learn the civics and all that other stuff and pass the test. Okay. There is an exception for people who've had their green cards for like 20 years and are over 50 years old, but if she got it in 2018, that's not going to work.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's all.
Hi, Pierce. See you, buddy. Gavin is here. Hello, Gavin.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
I got you. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. And yourself, sir?
Doing well. Thanks. What can I help you with?
Have a quick question. I'm the petitioner for my parents. I'm a U.S. citizen. My father has been approved for his green card from South Africa. My mother, on the other hand, has not applied for one at all, but she does have a valid U.S. Visit visa. And she wants to travel with my father when he moves here. My father's going to move here so he can work and whatnot. And she wanted to know if the fact that he has a green card and she has a visit visa would like flag her for whatever reason as like immigrant intent because she's going to travel with him when he moves here.
What a great question. So are they still married?
Yes, sir.
So you went through the whole immigration process just for your dad, but not for your mom.
Correct.
Interesting. Yes, I do think, I mean, the problem is, so it's funny that you say South Africa because I always use these examples for people that are in Canada. I was like, well, if you get refused in Canada, they just don't let you into the United States. If you get refused coming from South Africa, they put your butt back on the phone at the plane at your expense. So I do think that she's now married to a green card holder and she's still the mother of a U.S. citizen. So on the one hand, she can argue, well, look, you morons, if I wanted to come, I would have filed with him. I didn't want to come, and that's why I only have a visit visa. So if I really had this intent to stay in the United States, I could have applied through my son just like my husband did. So I don't. So do I think there's going to be a problem? No. What do I think are the chances of there being a problem? Less than 5%. And if there is a problem, do I think she can talk her way out of it? I think that's 50-50. So then I end up at about a 2.5% chance of her getting sent back to South Africa on this trip. Now, if she's going to keep coming and going, that's a different thing. And I would say just go ahead and get her the green card, even if she only wants to come twice a year. Yeah,
that's what we're considering, just to go ahead and do that. Just in case we have gotten all their police clearances and all that.
That'll be expired. You got to do those. Those are only good for 6 months.
I had a quick question about that. My father, he traveled a lot for work. He has police clearances from like Dubai and stuff like that, places he used to work. If those expire, but he hasn't returned back to Dubai since he got the clearance, does he still need to get a current clearance?
He won't have to do clearance anymore as long as he doesn't lose his green card.
Okay. But
Now, can I give you a piece of advice for Dad if he's still going to travel a lot?
yes, sir.
So when Dad comes, you want to start a Google spreadsheet. I might have a video on this somewhere. You want to do a Google spreadsheet. You want to keep track of all of his days inside and outside the United States from the day he
Yes, sir.
arrives. There should always be a log of where he goes, because if he ever applies for citizenship or if he ever has some kind of challenge to his green card, he's going to want to have that information. So you might as well start at the beginning.
Okay.
Gavin, see you, buddy.
I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
You got it, man. Later.
Bye-bye.
All right. There goes Gavin. There goes our old friend Pierce. We got some space opening up in the waiting room. Let's go to Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Been better, but yeah, you know.
What's up?
So I have a question regardless. So I'm a lawful permanent resident at the moment, but apparently, I was granted my permanent resident through an immigration judge. But I've been waiting for over a year and a half already, and they haven't sent me anything, like no green card, no notice, nothing. They gave me a stamp when I went to my InfoPass appointment, and I've been using that ever since. I went to the USCIS field office to try to renew it at least, and they said that they couldn't find my file, my I-45 file anywhere. So I don't know what can I do.
Which court granted your green card?
Boston.
And what was the basis of the grant?
A BAGWA petition.
And how long ago did the judge grant the green card?
A year ago, June 30th, 2022.
And you're just basically getting the runaround on getting an actual green card.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time you talked to USCIS, they said, we don't know where your file is.
Yeah, I went to the office, and they said like, oh, we cannot give you an extension on the stamp because we cannot find your file. And yeah, like that.
So I hate to say it, but I think you might need to sue them to get your green card. I think it's the only way. You're talking about two different agencies, the EOIR, USCIS. Nobody knows where your file is. They, whenever you get a green card from a judge, it can be dicey in actually receiving the green card. So I think that unless you sue them, you're probably going to keep bouncing around from place to place trying to get proof of your status.
And do you know how long does it take to get that done?
About 2 months.
Because that's the time. Because my EAD
Stamp.
well, I got everything expired at the moment, and they just gave me 2 months at my current job to get any legal status. So
yeah. So I mean, we could probably, if we sued them, we could also probably notify the employer that you still have status. Might need to walk them through it, but that's something else we could do too, just to try to buy you a little more time.
okay. I will definitely think of it. And how much is to sue the government?
It's $402 is the filing fee, and our fee is $4,800, so it's $5,202. If you pay up front, you can save $500, so then it'd be $4,702.
$4,702. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Bye, Chris. See you, buddy. I ask people sometimes when they come on the air, how are they doing? And it made me, Chris said he was doing okay. It made me think about sort of a thing that we use here in the office when we're checking in on people. And that is, we ask them whether they are red, yellow, or green. So green means everything's good. I'm golden. I feel good. I feel like things are going well. Yellow means I'm sort of stressed out. I'm okay, but I'm sort of in a tough spot, either personally or professionally. And then red means I'm sort of running at high alert. And I was thinking about that young lady we ended the show with yesterday. She was sort of red. So if you ever just want to say I'm green, yellow, or red, I'm happy to sort of use that here too, to try to understand where people are coming from. Say, we just got a nice note from Whistling. Thank you, Whistling from Wellesley, Mass. Thank you, Uncle Jim. Continue the good job. I will do my best. All right, let's try to go back to Mosin and see what we can see and see if we can hear anything. Mosin, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Jim?
Go ahead, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. Okay. Excellent. It's a pleasure meeting you again. I wish peace and tranquility to everyone in the world.
Thank you.
So I was just
Sure.
calling up. No, you're welcome, and happy late birthday as well. I turned 40 as well, so I'll be at your number soon. Okay, so I was just wondering basically what it is that I came to America last year. What happened was I got into a bit of a pickle, and I had to be I was with my son because I'm a single father, and me and my son had to move from the property that we were in because someone made a gun threat to us. And then what happened was that the local authority they moved us into a temporary accommodation. I was just wondering, is this considered as a public charge?
No. No.
Okay. All right.
That's for people that can't support themselves
now.
financially.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, there's a bit of a lag. I think it's on my end. I do apologize. The threat actually came from who I'm still with a partner with. It was from the partner that I'm supposed to be getting married to, but she said she was only joking, and I took it serious. You see, but we made up and everything. Do you think that will affect any further applications? Like, because I've read a bit about the Arden Walsh Act, which I definitely agree that that there should be that there always should be an act as such. But do you think it would affect any future application of mine?
Did the police come?
The police came. They arrested her. They didn't charge her. She got put out on bail. And then they removed the gun from the property.
So, I mean, it won't come up on an Adam Walsh Act search, I don't think. I mean, does she have any other kind of record, or is that it?
I think she's had another record with a previous spouse as well. Because she's also got one daughter from a previous marriage. I think she's got a record on that as well, but I think nothing happened with it really. There was no charge brought against her.
So I think that this will come up, and I think they'll want to ask both of you about it. I think they'll want to know, why are we doing all this again? Why are you with this woman if she's been abusive to you and to others in the past? I think it makes things harder for sure.
Yeah, no, I understand. Because I just felt like she's made a lot of progress, and she's become a better person, and there's always room for forgiveness in my heart for someone. That's the kind of person I am. So
that's great, but also they think that people might just put up with bullshit because they want to get that green card. So it's tricky that way.
Right. I say, oh, okay, I get you. Right. Oh, okay. Right. I see what you're saying. Okay. No, I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to ask, really. That was it, really.
Thanks, Mohsen. See you, buddy. All right, let's go to Wissam. Hello, Wissam.
Hello, brother Jim. How you doing?
I'm great, Wissam. How are you doing?
I'm good. Long time no see. You remember me, right?
Sorry, buddy, I don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a long time. Sir Jim, I have an issue here. So my case at the court, at the immigration court, it has been dismissed. Okay, from a lot of journey. Finally, I get my case dismissed.
Terminated? Terminated?
No, dismissed, not terminated. Dismissed.
The immigration court?
Yes, for asylum case.
Okay, so you applied for asylum, and then why did the court dismiss your case?
They just want the cases to be dismissed, I guess.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
And then my attorney transferred my case to UCSIS. I have been waiting in for 150 days and more than 150 days. You know, my work permit. So I didn't have work permit. I used to have work permit before. Before before I was in the court, I was administrative closer, and my clock days has been stopped at 147. Okay, but I reopened my case because my case is become stronger. you know I can't really say it like through the video. And then I decide to reopen my case, and the case has been dismissed. Okay, and then I refile my case to UCIS. So they denied my initial work permit because they told me you have you used to have work permit before. Okay, and I paid the money for the renewal. I'm just worrying, like, do I still gonna get my work permit if my asylum still if it's my asylum case is pending at the asylum office? Attorney Jim, if you don't mind to tell me, I'm gonna get my work permit again.
Okay. So let's back up. So when did you come to the United States?
Okay, so I came to United States since 2011. From the border, they transferred me to the court.
What kind of a visa did you have?
Paroled.
Paroled. Okay. And so you applied for asylum.
Yes.
And that case has been pending since 2011?
Yes.
Okay. And so has the judge ever had a hearing on your request for asylum?
It's very complicated. Like we change a lot of attorneys. And my mom, she was have I-130 petition, and she got approved. But in 2017, because Trump become as a president, so my attorney, she decided to administratively close my case.
Yeah.
And I used to have work permit. I used to work everything. But
I get that. But so all you've ever had immigration wise in the United States is your asylum case and your mom's I-130. That's it. You're not married to a U.S. citizen or anything.
No.
Okay.
And I'm not ready to marry right now. I'm not gonna marry.
Okay. That's okay. So the Biden administration dismissed or terminated your case so that you could go to the asylum office for adjudication of your asylum claim.
Yes, because it's very strong case. I just transferred my case to UCIS because I want to continue going on with my asylum. But I waited 150 days. Which is I want to get the initial, but they got me denied with a work permit initial. And they told me, because you previous have work permit in 2017, then you're gonna get a work permit, but you have to renew it and you have to pay money. I'm just worrying, like, I'm just worried, like, I don't know if I will get.
Oh.
I have pending asylum at UCIS office, so
I don't know.
want to know if for sure I will get my work permit. I don't have criminal record. I don't have anything bad.
I don't know the answer to your question.
Oh, why, Brother Jim?
Because I've never had, in my career, I've never had an asylum case that was at the immigration court that gets sent to USCIS. I've never had this happen before. I don't do removal anymore. And back when I was doing removal, nobody ever did what the judge did for you. So I don't know the answer to your question.
Okay, but Brother Jim, I just want to show you something here, just if you don't mind to get me, if you don't have some time, please. Thank you so much. So here it says in okay, so UCIS, it's in the website. So it's UCIS issue new instruction for filing asylum application with UCIS after EOIR dismiss or termination of removal proceedings.
Okay.
That's at UCIS website.
Okay, that's fine. I still don't know the answer to your question.
Oh, you still don't know because you haven't had that experience.
That's right. I'm a one-trick pony with Sam. I only talk about the things that I know.
Perfect. No, yeah, of course, yeah. I really like your honesty, and I like your straight to the point, by the way. That's why you're a good attorney.
Thanks, Wissam. I'll see you, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye, man. See ya. All right. I got Fatima Ahmed and Ismail Ahmed both saying, hey, Jim. So Jim saying hi back to Ismail and Fatima. And, you know, I always have a soft spot for Ismail because that's my eldest son's name. So there you go. Let's see who's in the waiting room. Looks like Mansoor is here. What's up, Mansoor?
Hello, Jim.
How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a chance.
Of course. What can I help you with?
Thank you. I want to explain my situation.
Okay.
I called you before, I think, like 5 days ago. We talked about it, and I contacted your office, and Mr. Daniel, he told me what should I do, and also he told me you have to talk with you.
Okay.
If I get chance, I want to say my situation like this. My case returned to USCIS for revocation.
Well, so let's back up. So you're married to a U.S. citizen, or you are the U.S. citizen?
I married with the U.S. citizen.
And your spouse is, and you're overseas, your spouse is in America?
She living in the U.S. like almost 35 years, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's a U.S. citizen, and she married you and applied for an I-130, and USCIS approved the I-130, sent it to NVC, and then to the embassy, and then the embassy sent it back to USCIS for possible revocation. Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Now I want to say my situation, and like I think I'm not sure, but I think that's the problem. The time of interview, when I go for interview, like 2 hours, she talked with me, officer.
What embassy?
Islamabad.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you had a 2-hour interview on your I-130 at the U.S. Embassy in Islamabad. What did they talk to you about?
Yeah, because she focused like why your family not come in your marriage to India, why you go for your marriage in India, what is the situation in your country, Afghanistan. But I said to her, I have that problem in Afghanistan. She can come to Afghanistan. Like then she said to me, okay, you have to wait in another room. She called my wife at the same time. She said to my wife, you owned the house or you rented the house? She said, I rented the house. But when she said to my wife, she said, your husband said you own the house. I never said, believe me, that the time of interview, I never heard what she said. Like, not like, I think she never asked me that question. I don't know why she said to my wife, your husband said you owned the house. But I think the problem is that one problem, I have lawyer that after interview my case with administrative processing, they request like marriage certificate from India. I gave him marriage certificate from Afghanistan, but they requested embassy marriage certificate from India. My lawyer said, don't fix marriage certificate from India. I want to say like before marriage, I have like all my passport, my old passport writing like my birth in Kabul, Afghanistan. But the real one, I have birth certificate from Saudi Arabia.
Okay, we're going. There's like tons of issues. You're throwing lots at me. I want to ask a couple questions. Okay.
Yeah.
The person that you married, how did you meet the person that you married?
We meet each other in India. Before that, we talk on the phone. I know her from Facebook.
But how? How did you meet originally?
Like we talk in Facebook, like she said she's also from Afghanistan, but originally, but she live in US. She said to me, okay, before we marriage, we have to see each other.
Okay,
Then,
so when did you meet on Facebook?
like 2018,
And when did you meet face to face?
2019, like after like 6 months.
And were you living in India or were you living in Afghanistan?
No, I live in Afghanistan,
And she lived
but
in America?
she live in America, yes, California.
When she came in 2019, did you get married on that trip or did you get married on a later trip?
And that trip, yeah,
Okay, so that was a bad idea.
yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 26,
How old is she?
and we have like different age also.
Right. How old is she?
Like we have like different age too much, like 25, 26, I think, more
So
than that.
you're 26 and she's 52.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you're
And
telling me,
officer also told me about it. Yeah,
hold on. And was she married before in America?
yeah.
And how did she come to the United States? You said she's Afghan by background. How did she come to the United States?
She came because she's father working with government before, like the time of Daud Khan, President Daud Khan.
So she's
Then
twice
because
she's twice your age, right?
yeah,
When did she get divorced or what happened to her prior spouse?
before 21 years ago, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your question for me? I think you left out a lot of stuff at the beginning that showed. I mean, this problem is not because you said she rented and she said she owned. That's not why you're having problems. You're having problems because you have a 26-year age gap and because she married you on the very first trip that you met. That's why you're having problems.
Yeah, because and also the important thing is that my marriage certificate from India, my birth writing in that Kabul, but my marriage certificate
Mansoor,
from
that's the
Pakistan,
least of your problems. That is, you're focusing on all these things that aren't the problem. The fundamental problem is that you married someone the first week you met them, and they're twice as old as you. That's why you're having problems, not because of them not coming, your family not coming to the wedding, although that doesn't help. Not because there's problems with the birth or marriage certificate, although that doesn't help. The fundamental problem is she's twice as old as you. She's 26. You're old enough to be her son. You married her the very first trip she came to meet you. These are all things that make them want to say Mansoor is only marrying this poor old lady so that he can come to America and get a green card. That's why you're having the problems. You're focusing on these small little details, but you're not looking at the whole picture. The whole picture is this is messed up. She's twice as old as him. He's old enough to be her son, or he's young enough to be her son. And you're asking me about all these little small things. That's not the problem. The problem is they think you married her to get a green card. That's the problem.
and yeah.
So if you had asked me before she came to India, I would have said, don't get married on that first trip, get married on the fourth trip. And I also would have said, Mansoor, dude, she's twice as old as you. I think the chances of you actually coming to the United States are about 3 or 4%. I don't think you have a good chance of coming to the United States. So you're focusing on the wrong things. You're probably not coming to the United States. You're probably not going to get a green card because she's so much older than you.
Yeah. And also, Jim, he asked me about why your wife doesn't visit you. My wife, she accident before years ago, and she have flying phobia. 3 times the officer told me why she.
But she flew over to marry you once.
Yeah.
Mansoor, I got to go, brother. I don't think you're going to get a green card. I don't think this case is going to work.
Should we apply again?
No, I don't think you're coming to the United States. You can if you want, but I think the chances are small.
Yeah, because we contact with the Mr. Daniel, he said to me, you have to file again your case.
Well, that means Daniel talked to one of the lawyers in the office. This isn't a kind of case that we'd want to get involved in, so I'll let sure to make Daniel know. Thank you, Mansoor. Yeah, sometimes people get caught up in the little bitty things when they're not focusing on what are the fundamentals of this case. The fundamentals of the case are there's a huge age gap. They barely knew each other when they got married. You're talking about bringing someone from Afghanistan, which is probably one of the hardest countries to bring someone to the United States. So these are, for all these reasons, I think the case is in big, big trouble. All right, let's see what Eric has to say. Hello, Eric. Can you hear me, Eric?
Hello. Yes, can you hear me?
I got you. Go ahead, buddy.
Yes, thank you for the time to give me to ask my question.
You got it.
I filed the adjustment of status. My mom is a U.S. citizen. It's F1 category on 28th of October last year.
Where are you physically in the world?
Here in Dallas, Texas.
So you want to adjust your status based on your relationship with your mother on an I-130 that just got filed?
Yeah, it's a 245. I've been here for 20 some years.
So just
about 30 years already.
For other people that don't understand, someone else filed an I-130 for you back in the day, and you're going to use that. You're going to use that to try to adjust status now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So I went through the biometrics. They sent me the receipt right away. Time went by 2 months ago. No, not, on June 15th, they sent me a RFE, asking for my birth certificate was supposed to be translated to English.
Yeah.
The lawyer, I would think that they should have done that, but I don't know why they asked for it.
Narrator's voice. Yes, they should have. You never submitted a document in a foreign language without a translation if you want USCIS to work.
Yes, sir. You are right. So I told them about it. They said they were going to take care of it. So I waited. I would think that my English is not too bad, but it's not too good. So I think I can translate the birth certificate. So I told them I can get somebody to do it so that we can send it right away. I said, no, we're gonna handle it. So a month went by, almost 2 months, and I checked on the website, and they said they got the receipt, the response on August 3rd. The USCIS received the response for the RFE. So it took them almost 2 months. I don't know if the lawyer take that long or US took that long to update it. I don't know what can tell you what. But since then, I haven't heard anything. No work card or nothing.
So you haven't asked me the question that I would ask Jim if I were you. So
okay, my question is, well, I know it's taking so long, but also the priority date that I've been waiting for is just for the final action. It's just gonna come current, I think, starting next month. So based on that, how long, or do you have any idea what's gonna happen? Is it gonna speed up once the final action date becomes current on my priority date, or how? What do you think is gonna happen? I mean, I'm not sure, but I haven't heard anything like any work card or anything.
So what is the priority date that you have?
Yes, so it's April 26, 2001.
April 26, 2001. Okay. And so, and what, you're from Mexico?
Yes, sir.
Got it. Okay. And so The final action date for November is May 1st, 2001.
Yes.
So what's what?
It's just gonna come current. I think that's my understanding.
In November, yeah. So what's your question
Yes.
for me?
So because of that, do you think that's gonna have an effect on them making a decision on my case, or is that gonna help, or I don't know if that's what they're waiting for. I don't know, but my brother is the same. I have a brother that filed the same thing, and he already got his. Actually, he filed 4 months after me because he had some. He had to have proof that he was here present, bills and all that. So he filed 4 months after I did, after I filed my 485, and he already got his work card, and he filed 4 months after me. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I don't understand. I know every case is different, but I don't know.
Yeah, you can't read too much into that. I think you're getting very, very close. I would just sit tight. You've waited a very long time, Eric. I think you're really close. So I think it might take a little bit of pushing to get them to pay attention to the case and figure out what's going on. But I do think they have on 245I stuff. They actually handle those things pretty well. So I think you're in good shape.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you say, a long time,
Yeah.
and I've been here paying taxes and working hard, but it's nothing I can do. So I mean, hopefully they get taken care of. But that was my question. Thank you for your time.
Bye, Eric. See you, buddy. Thanks. Hey, we're getting a lot of love in the comments. Let me just some people. First of all, Mary had some good news. Mary got her visa appointment date. That's good news. Glad to hear it, Mary. Kawika says that Mohsen didn't hear a word that I said. I think that's true. Not Mohsen, but Mansour. Mohsen says he appreciates my honesty. Lorraine says, if you don't want the truth, don't come to Jim show. Love me some Jim. That just means sometimes I'm crabby and I just sort of lay it all out there. All right. So we got time for a couple more. Let's see what Kira has to say. Hello, Kira. Can't hear you.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
We're good. So we got a RFE letter, request for evidence letter. It's saying that we need request for evidence for Form I-485, but it explains that due to the documents that we put in for Form I-864, that my affidavit of support is not qualified. Now, we have a lawyer, and our lawyer basically asked us, how much money does my husband make now? She didn't explain all of that to us, that we have to meet the threshold for like the last 3 years and stuff like that. So we are quite confused. We don't know which way to go. And it's also saying that we could get a joint sponsor. Our joint sponsor is retired, and he gets Social Security, and he was in the military. So our question is to you is where can we go with this?
So your husband's adjusted gross income, what was your husband's adjusted gross income on the tax return for 2022, 2021, and 2020?
I had a shortfall for 2 of those years. I can't remember the exact figures. I want to say it was about 13,000 for 1 year, and
so you 100% need a co-sponsor. You should have sent in a co-sponsor at the original. Why didn't you send in a co-sponsor on the get-go?
Our lawyer, that's what we don't understand is why in the world our lawyer never asked, what my income was for the past years, because she never stipulated that. She saw the documents when we went to submit them, and yet they still got submitted the way they were.
So it sounds like they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, we found out about a week or 2 ago she's only been in business a couple of years. So
yeah, so that's a rookie mistake. Okay, now the co-sponsor, that you have to ask the co-sponsor the same question on their tax returns. What are their adjusted gross income?
Doesn't meet the threshold either. So,
right, so that person's no good. Just leave them out of it. You don't even want to mess around with them.
Well, and here's the thing. We talked to a second lawyer, and they said that there's a way to make up the difference, but it's a crazy figure. I mean, I don't understand why the procedure is the way it is, but apparently If you can make up the difference with 3 times the difference for each year of the shortfall with assets, then it should be good to go. Is that accurate information?
In theory, that may work. In my life experience, it never works.
Well, and the problem is when you look at assets, I mean, what are they looking at? They're looking at assessed value, because assessed values are always extremely low for houses, for cars.
They want to know. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't mess with that. You should find a co-sponsor that makes enough money that can stand on their own 2 feet and doesn't need to go to the assets, because getting them to pay attention to assets is just going to buy you another 6 to 12 months of delay, and probably you're going to need a co-sponsor anyway.
Okay, and if we're not able to do that, then what? I mean, then where do we sit, and what kind of timeline are we dealing with?
If you can't get a co-sponsor, then your case is going to be denied, and you're going to have to start over.
Okay, and then what happens with her in the meantime?
Well, hopefully nothing, but in theory, they could come and put her in removal proceedings. I don't think that would happen, but that's the next logical outcome, unless she's in current status right now.
And there's a deadline.
Well, the deadline to get the paperwork in is by the 1st of the year. But regardless, I just want to know what happens if we don't have a somebody that's co-sponsored. In the meantime, there really isn't anybody else. I mean, that's the only person that I've got. Is there any recourse with this lawyer for not being upfront with the information necessary to start file the paperwork in the first place?
I think that maybe you could ask him to be the co-sponsor, but other than that, I mean,
right, correct.
Right. So you mess this up, you got to make it right. You got to be my co-sponsor.
Yeah, she's in St. Louis. By your phone number, I think you are too. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm in St. Louis. Yeah.
Yeah, she is too. So.
Yeah, so you might want to find a different lawyer, but moreover, you need to focus on finding a co-sponsor. I don't have much else for you other than to say that if you want to get her the green card, she's got to have the co-sponsor.
Okay. Like you said, as far as her being removed, it's probably not likely to happen. I think the way the years fall and stuff like that on the past taxes, I should meet. I had a problem with some income because of no work and things like that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, how long can I run that out before I meet the criteria?
Well, you need 3 good years.
Right. Well, I'm saying how long. I mean, it's not like we're going to necessarily want to live on pins and needles in the meantime, wondering if they're going to show up at the door to pick her up or something. Not like. But,
well, I mean, I think that they're not going to come looking for her anytime soon, and I think that at the very least they wouldn't start until after the RFE response is due. But I think even then they're not. I mean, her name would just go on a list with thousands of other people.
Stuck, not able to travel and all that. So.
Right, stuck.
Last thing associated with the travel issue, we're getting mixed signals from different people. Is she able, at least right now, to travel by plane within the continental United States? What
was her status before she filed for adjustment?
What was it?
B2 visitor.
Is that over?
B2 visitor.
Is she past the 6 months of her entry?
Oh, yeah, she's past that.
So when you guys filed, was she in status or out of status?
She was a couple of days. Well, let's see. Actually, she was a couple of months out of status.
So I would avoid that if you can. It's probably okay, but I mean, I would avoid it.
Okay. Appreciate your time.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Well, yesterday's show was sort of jacked up, and I feel like I owe you guys some time. We got a lot of people watching, a lot of people in the waiting room. In answer to the question, we never help people find a co-sponsor. That would probably be a nice little side business for somebody, but it's sure as hell not something I want to get involved in. Ayub is here. What do you say, Ayub? You're on mute.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm well. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I do have 3 questions. The first one is regarding my mom. She's been in the U.S. since 2018, basically, and she's about to file for her citizenship. And she applied for my little brother, and right now, I mean, is documentary qualified for the petition? We're waiting for an appointment at the embassy in Senegal. And I want to know, first of all, if she applied for citizenship right now, is that going to impact the case of my little brother?
So right now he's in the F2A category because he's under 21.
He was under 21, and because of the COVID, because we applied since 2020, and because of the COVID, right now he's 22 or 23.
I can't tell you all this without looking at the dates and going through the whole timeline. It's too risky to say, yeah, she should go ahead and apply for citizenship, or no, she shouldn't. I'd have to look at everything first.
So what date do you need? Because I know that his priority date is February 1st, 2020. And my mom came to the country on November 2018.
I know, but I'm saying I can't do that over the phone.
Oh, okay, no problem. So do you want me to email you that? Or do you think, no? Okay.
Not really, not only if mom wants to hire me to do her citizenship, but no, I mean, generally, if a U.S. citizen for some categories has a pending case, see, the problem is with the Child Status Protection Act. I wouldn't want her to mess with that. I mean, generally, it can be good for the mom to become a U.S. citizen, but because there's like 4 different moving parts, I don't want to say one way or the other.
Okay, no problem. So that's not a big issue. She can still wait. There's no issue. As long as she got her green card, she's good. And the second question is regarding a friend who told me that a few days ago. I said, I'm gonna get to you. He's married. He's a green card holder, married to a F1 student, and I mean, his spouse is out of status. They married, and it happened that the spouse had the asylum case on file. Okay, and now he wants to know actually if he can submit I-130 for her, or if he has to wait for the asylum case to be proceed, or if he became a citizen.
How did your boy get his green card?
Through asylum as well.
So, green card holder, how long has he had his green card?
He had it for almost 3 years now. And I don't know exactly, but yeah, almost 3 years.
And is the spouse's case still at the asylum office, or is it at the immigration court?
It's at the asylum office.
And no interview yet?
No, it's still pending. He said since 2018.
So I would just lay low on that asylum case, and then just as soon as that your friend can apply for citizenship, just apply then, and then everything's cleaned up.
Okay, but on the meantime, it will be better to wait for the citizenship.
He could file the I-130 by itself. I don't know, but the problem is there's a 4-year wait now for the spouses of green card holders. So he might, if he's close enough to get his citizenship, he might as well just get his citizenship and then apply.
Okay, all right, no problem. I appreciate it, Jim. Thank you very much.
See you, buddy. Yep, for sure. You got it. All right, Kaleem is here. Huli, if you got to go ahead. Kaleem, you're on mute. How you doing?
Hey, Jim. I think I'm in between a yellow and green, so I think we're getting there. But quick question for you. So I have my wife, who is a housewife. She's as well as am I, and she had applied for her mother, who just got I-130 approved, got sent to NVC. So of course, got to do all the documentation there. Now, me and wife, of course, live in the same household. We filed taxes together. As far as Spencer, our I-64 sponsor for her mother, since she is a petitioner, would she have to add me as a co-sponsor, or how do we do this?
Yeah. So do you make enough money?
Yes, I am in 6 figures. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So you'll do an I-64, and she'll do an I-64, and you'll do one too as a household member. So you use that household member form, and you'll be the co-sponsor. But you pretty much have to do that anyway because you're married. They would need that anyway for her.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, sir. That's
Bye, Kaleem. See you, buddy.
See you.
All right, we're gonna keep going. Let's say hi to Zion Train. What's up, Zion Train?
Can I get off camera?
Sure. What's up?
We spoke a while ago, earlier this year. I'm U.S. citizen. My wife is married to 16 years. I filed for her back in 2007. She got a K3 visa, and I brought her to the States. And some stuff came up when we moved back to Belize. So I've been in Belize now for a little while. Now I relocated. I relocated to Houston, Texas, and I filed a new I-130 for her and my stepdaughter. She was on the she. I found she was 19, so she's good. Her age is 3, I guess. Um, so I filed that in June of this year, June 2nd. When I was reading something, if I file the I-130, I can file the K3 for free. I didn't have to pay for that. Am I correct?
Yeah, but my understanding is the State Department doesn't process K3s, that USCIS might use it to maybe, allegedly, people say it makes your I-130 go faster. I haven't seen that, but that's what people tell me.
Okay. Because it seems like you don't have to pay for it. So once you have paid for the I-130, you can do a K3. Well, when I was looking through the K3 form, we got to some questions that was asking about it seems to be pertaining to me. I thought it wasn't really clear to me that if I was ever arrested or ever for anything.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah,
it's really thrown
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
now,
because
in the case 3 years ago, that was on there. I don't remember that was on there, but it's on there now. And so, the thing is that I was divorced way back in 2005, 3 years before I remarried. And so I was arrested for a domestic dispute and was eventually thrown out because the evidence it wasn't the right evidence. It was fraudulent. So I had gotten back my fingerprints and all that kind of stuff. I got all my stuff back. Do I still have to report that?
You get arrested?
Yes.
Did they ask if you got arrested?
Yes, they said if you got arrested. Yeah, the question says if you were arrested, even if the case was expunged and so on.
I don't know why you're messing around with this K3. I would just ignore it and close it up and just focus on the I-130. You're just wasting time and you're bringing up issues that shouldn't even be brought up.
So I want to speed up my I-130, man. So I'll just speed it up. No way, right?
I don't believe so. I got to go, Zion.
So
Yep. All right, I got time for one more. I'm going to go to Combe. Combe, how you doing?
Yeah.
You're on mute.
I'm good. I'm good.
How are you?
I'm all right. What about you?
I'm well, thank you.
Yep. So, man, I've been there for a minute. That's 1 second. So, I came here as like an F1 student in 2021, and then I've been taking like more credit hours. So instead of graduating in 2026, I'm gonna be done next year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm currently married to my wife. She's a U.S. citizen, and then so pretty much like in 1991, 92, my dad was a U.S. citizen, but he went back to Kenya. Like he did denounce his citizenship. So currently, I'm kind of like I'm not so sure if it's gonna affect my case in any given way. And then also when I was like still in college in 2021, I did apply for DoorDash delivery, which that's an unauthorized employment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at any given point, so DoorDash is pretty much self-employed, which is 1099.
So you're married to a U.S. citizen?
Yeah.
So just list that because that's all forgiven. So don't be too cute. Just go ahead and list that, okay?
Yeah. So, but for the 1099, you have to fill the form W-9.
It doesn't matter. You were working without permission. Just say yes. I worked without permission. Yes, I violated the terms of my F1 visa. Just say yes.
Okay. What about the false claim of citizenship?
Did you make a false claim to citizenship? That's a different thing.
Okay, for the form W-9. Okay, it's not that quite like it's not. It's like okay, it's not saying it's like okay, it's not like the form I-9, which makes you like to check their citizenship. But for the form W-9, you just say signature of the U.S. person or a signature of a U.S. citizen or a U.S. person. But you have to qualify for what is it called? That's substantial presence test.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I did qualify for it.
Yeah. Definition of a U.S. person. You are considered a U.S. person if you are an individual who's a U.S. citizen or U.S. resident alien, a partnership, company, or association created on a state or domestic trust.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of confused about this. The working and authorized, I know you're gonna be forgiven because you're married to a U.S. citizen. But what about the filling of the form W-9? That's my question.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. So is there anything else I can do about it?
Man, you really fucked yourself for no good reason for fucking DoorDash.
Yeah, man, I didn't even know. It took me like about 1 full year to notice it. Because actually, the W-9 they don't really like make you sign it on the app. You just like they don't give you the form. You just click some what is it called? You just sign electronically. And when I was trying before, I'm planning to apply on this month on 30th. I was just trying to, I was watching your videos and stuff, and then I was like, you know what? Let me make sure everything's okay. So I was kind of worried about what about the W-9, because yes, I did work with my social, but that's 1099, which that's not bad. But what about the W-9?
I think that perhaps you could make an argument that you were thinking that you were a resident alien and not a citizen, because I don't know if this is true, but you need to think it through.
Yeah.
If you thought that you could work there as a resident alien and that you were just breaking the rules about working, but not that you were making a false claim to citizenship, I think you could make that argument. But I think this is a big problem.
Yeah. Yep. So should I? Because I'm gonna be applying with a lawyer. So should I try to inform everything to him?
Yeah, we could help with that, and we could probably work on that with you if you needed our help, and we could probably figure out the best way to handle that. And just obviously you got to tell the truth about things, but I would probably push you to make sure that you knew what you were doing. And as long as you didn't know that you were claiming 100% that you're a U.S. citizen, I think you have an argument that you didn't. So yeah, shoot me an email and we can see about working together.
Okay, so and my other word is this, because I'm gonna be graduating in December.
Yeah.
So if I decide to file right now and then the case goes south, then I can get let's say let's say if it goes to the worst side, I get deported, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be graduated by then. So
if they try to deport you, it's gonna take years, brother. You got plenty of time to finish school.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and you're gonna still apply for OPT, right? Yes, Jim. Yes, Jim. I'm still going to apply for OPT. That was the right answer. Yes, Jim. I'm still going to apply for OPT. I'm going to spend the $450 to have 2 good shots at getting a work card so I can work right away. That's what you're going to do.
All
right. Send me an email, Colm.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. That will do it for today's show. We went long. We were trying to make up for yesterday's audio snafus and the fact that I had to leave early to pick up the Nornator. We'll be back tomorrow for our last show of the week from 4 o'clock Central. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock Central. I might be a little bit late. I have a hearing in federal court at 3 tomorrow, so we'll just have to see. But that will be tomorrow. I have to argue a motion on one of our lawsuits, so we'll see what happens. Huli, thanks for staying late. Thanks, everybody, for being here. All good stuff. Interesting calls today and yesterday. I don't know if something's going on, but shit's getting real. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
One I-130 has ever been to the U.S.
Let's take a deep breath. Let's both take a deep breath.
Okay.